Hi guys, welcome back to my Patreon. Today I'm going to be talking about collaboration. And just before I get started, I just want to say this is just my method of collaboration. There's lots out there. I just had people ask me how I go about doing this, and so I wanted to share that with you guys today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about how I actually go about organizing my story videos. The first thing I need to do is to find someone I want to collaborate with and talk to them about the sort of video that I'm interested in making, because you need to make sure you're on the same page right from the get-go, because if one of you is really interested in doing something really violent and bloody and for the other person that's a no-go, you guys aren't the right people to be collaborating on that particular project, and you need to know that right from the start rather than later on when you start filming and someone ends up getting their feelings hurt because of it. So I talk to whoever I'm interested in collaborating with, be like, this is my idea, this is the concept that I've got for this video, what do you think? Do you think this would work for your character? If they're keen, then what happens next is I go about writing a script. The programs I use for script writing are Celtx and UmiScript. Both are free online, they're great to use. And that's what I write my script in. A good thing to remember is about a page of script equals about a minute of screen time. So for TikTok, around a page of script for each video is what you generally expect. One really important thing to also remember is to run your script by the person you're collaborating with. This is really, really important when you're writing dialogue and action for somebody else's character. No one knows that character better than that person does, so make sure you're checking in with them and give them the freedom to change dialogue if they need to. It's just being a good collaborator who will want to collaborate with you again if you make it easy for them to get their character right. What I actually want to show you guys now is the latest video that I collabed with Daywolf on TikTok for The Ocean's Call, Arya and Alia, and I'm going to show you guys that compared to the script that I wrote originally. There's a few little differences in there of things that were changed due to the edit and time constraints, but for the most part you can see where the script went and how it translated to screen.
Alia? You shouldn't be this close to town. Mother's gonna be furious. What did you do?
Nothing. I just went to Auntie.
You went to Rudra? You know she does nothing for free. What did you give her?
Nothing.
You were always a terrible liar.
I want to come to land, Ari. Please. Haven't you missed me?
Always, Guppy. But not here. The people who will hurt you.
So teach me to land walk and I'll come with you. Please. You're always the best of it out of all of us.
Fine. Fine. The cave by the bay. Meet me there. I'll teach you.
So, once the script is locked and I've sent it off to whoever I'm collaborating with and gotten their approval on it, what I like to do after that is a shot list. So a shot list is basically listing out all the shots that I plan on using in the edit that I need to make sure we have all the correct coverage. Coverage is something I'm going to make a whole other video about, and what we need to get correct coverage, but this is what a shot list looks like. So this here is actually the shot list for the next video that I'm going to be making with Dee. We've got a whole series planned, so this is a bit of a spoiler. And basically what we want to include with this shot list is the shot sizes. So you can see there on the left, the WS stands for a wide shot, MS stands for a medium shot, MCU is medium close-up, and so on and so forth. We're going to basically detail what we want in each of those shots. So we may want them to run the entire scene through in a wide shot. We may want to only get a certain particular part of that scene in that one shot. We're going to be a really specific list of everything we need from our collaborators so that they know and we know exactly what we want. So this is what I do. I also talk about in the shot list about, is this nighttime? Is it daytime? What color lighting is there going to be? What sort of backdrop do you want to shoot on? I always shoot on a black backdrop. So if somebody's collabing with me, I will ask specifically for them to shoot on a black backdrop to match my footage. It's the quickest and easiest way for us to look like we're in the same space. And then once that is done, and once they have gotten the shot list, gotten the script, everything's all good, all that's left to do is to wait for them to send me their footage. If it's a particularly challenging scene, for example, when I was doing the videos with Jack, I actually asked for Az to draw me up a quick lighting plan. It's a lighting plan, basically it's just a top-down look of the scene, basically pointing out where all of the different lights are directed at you, so I can match it as easily as possible, because that's what sells these things. Matching your lighting, matching your angles, that's what sells that you're in the same space, even if one of you is in America versus Australia. For that, once I have a lighting plan, I've seen their footage, I've watched all their footage back a couple times, I know exactly what they're doing, that's when it's time for me to shoot my own footage. The reason I wait to see their footage before I shoot my own, I want to, one, match the lighting, but also I want to be able to match the angles. There's a thing in filmmaking called a shot reverse shot, where you want to match all of your shots that are similar sizes and be the same angles. So if somebody's got one shot that's a close-up of here, we want to try and match that same shot for my own reverse, rather than being a bit over here or a bit further down. We want to try and match it as much as we can. The good thing about TikTok is that I am able, when I'm editing, if I need to, I can zoom shots in and out a little bit if I need to be a bit tricky and try and match my footage a little bit better. Once I've finished shooting, I screen record all of my footage and I import it onto my laptop and I begin editing. The program I use is called Premiere Pro. That is not a free program, but there are free programs for mobile. Videoleap is a really good one that's a free program to use that I also use on my phone if I'm editing on my phone. There are free options. DaVinci Resolve is also free that you can use to edit as well. During the editing process, the other thing I really like to do is to do the color grading. Some people's lights are slightly different color temperatures than others. So it might be that someone's blue light is a bit more cyan than my lights are, so I will bring them down in the color grade to try and match that blue light to each other. I like to add in background music. I also like to add in ambient noise. So any noise that might be in the scene or any special effects that need to be added into the scene to just try and help sell it that we're in the space. We're not just in a black void, we are in a space wherever we are, whether that's water lapping at the side of the boat, or the sound of a noisy tavern, or the sounds of thunder, there's a storm going on. Whatever those sort of things are, those sort of things really help to finish a scene and make it more believable, really sell it. And that's basically how I do my story videos. I'm trying to do them a lot more, and reaching out to a few different people and seeing how other people collaborate has been really interesting. I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun, especially once you get into the swing of things. I always make sure that I send people a copy of it to watch before I post, just to sort of make sure that they're all good with it. I don't think anyone's going to send me any footage that they're really unhappy with. But it's just a politeness thing. It's polite to be like, hey, here's this footage of you, do you want to watch it before I post it? And just get the okay from them on that. The other thing I wanted to talk about today was tag collaboration. When I started out on TikTok, the tags that were really going off were the Mafia tag and the Hogwarts Professors tag, closely followed by Sunderland. So when I started out, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I made a lot of mistakes that I can see now were bad mistakes. I made videos that I tagged people in and I didn't run it past them because I was like, this is a really cool story thing and I can just tag them in it and it'll be great. And they might do it me. Just desperately wanted to be noticed by people that I looked up to. That's a really big no-no. You cannot make story choices for other people's characters. That sort of stuff you need to check and run it past them first. Which can be tricky because sometimes people don't have their messages open. You can't be like, I've got this great idea for a video, which can be really hard. Sometimes that means you just have to wait, tell stories on your own, tell stories with your friends, and build your way up to working with those creators. A great way to make friends is by things like through Discord. I made some of the best friends through these tags. I'm so very blessed to have made those friends. Bambi. We met Bambi through Discord, in the Sunderland Discord. So don't underestimate the ability to meet and collaborate with really cool people by meeting them through these apps. So checking in, getting consent for anything, basically anything you want to do that would require consent to do in real life, whether it's violence, anything sexual or romantic, anything like that, any character decisions that you would need to run past someone in real life, you need to run it past them when you're making videos about it. If you don't, it is the quickest way to make someone uncomfortable and they will not want to collaborate with you again. That's my main piece of advice for open tag collaborations. Run things past people. And when you're just starting out, don't be afraid to make stuff by yourself. My very first story tag was called Stolen Siren, and it was about a mermaid who had been kidnapped by pirates, and her sisters were trying to track her down, and I played every character. Well, not every character, but I played 4 characters in my own tag, and that was because I was watching people like Robin the Slytherin, people like that who were playing multiple characters in their own tag to tell these stories. It's a fantastic way of becoming a better storyteller, absolutely. And it can be a really good way to start off doing this storytelling if you don't have people you want to collaborate with. If you've got a story you want to tell it on your own. You can do it, and you'll get noticed. That's what happened with me. People saw my story, they liked it, they engaged with it, and I was able to make friends that now I can collaborate with. Now I'm working on the Oceans Call, bringing all my friends in and be like, do you want to be involved in this collaboration with me? Start small. Make stories. That's my main pieces of advice for collaboration. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments down below, and I'm happy to answer them.